talk? Come on, we can talk in a bit. Let's keep going. Okay, let us get back to it.
Last mistake. Hardly a challenge for a man like me.
Peace.
Not impressed.
You gotta get rest when you mess with the best. I am in your way. I am sorry.
warm welcome to you. Need assistance? Name's Vilan Danda. If you're looking for any books to read, feel free to stop by my wife and I's house. Come visit us again anytime.
Welcome to Jonestead, stranger. An underground town, safe and far away from the troubles on the outside. I'm not surprised you haven't heard about us. It's not the most interesting place in Skyrim for adventurers. Not really. Normally, I'd ask a newcomer if they're interested in building a home down here. But since that would mean relinquishing all of your weapons, I get the feeling that wouldn't work for you. I suppose if you're desperate for work, you can see if our town's founder, Marcus Pinter, has any errands for you to run. I'm Walsh, co-founder of Jonestead, along with Marcus. If you ever need anything around town, I'm the man to see. 10 years ago, Marcus came to me, seeking aid to build an underground town in this cavern. I was the head of a construction company at the time, but I was a few weeks away from retirement. He said he was looking for a place to get away from it all, and thought living underground, literally, was the only way to do that. The prospect of building something of this magnitude was enough to keep me in the job for another year. So, after adjusting a rock or two and building houses for the Pinter family and myself, Jonestead was completed. Families have come and gone, but the Pinter family and I have been here since the beginning. Anyway, about the name. Marcus thought it would be a good idea to name it after the Aldmeri god of Secunda. Said he thought this place was like a crater on the face of the moon. Sorry, I'm not one to spread gossip. If you have any questions for anyone, you can ask them directly. Almost everyone here is happy to keep their doors open and welcome guests into their homes. When Marcus and I founded Jonestead 10 years ago, he made it very clear that he wanted it to be a safe haven. He wanted to have no part in whatever wars were fought on the outside. The town's pacifist roots have helped so far in avoiding attention from either side in the Civil War. Bandits have never been a problem, thanks to the Jarl of the Rift and his commitment to securing our perimeter. Take care of yourself out there.
Greetings to you, friend. I am Shadi, Zunza's lover. Please feel free to visit us anytime. We always welcome friendly guests. May you find comfort wherever you go.
So, are you just going to stand there or say hello? We sure do. Share the kills and the profits. Working on a team is the best way to keep yourself alive on the high-risk missions. But don't mistake that for friendship. Get too close to your comrade, and you'll be weeping all over their corpse like a baby. Hope you don't learn that lesson the hard way, meat. I got a little too close to a female orc a while back. It sure wasn't pretty when she was executed right in front of me. Bogdul, I'm in the merc business and anxiously waiting my next assignment. Wasting profits, just being here talking to you isn't what keeps me alive. Yes, away you go!
I take it you're going to ask me something important? Well, I don't leave the town. My old bones aren't what they used to be, and I wouldn't be able to fend off any animals out in the wilderness. I used to be a damn good fisherman years ago. I like to think I still am. If only they'd fill a small lake in here, I'd prove it to you. G'day, fisherman. That's all there is to it. Sorry if I'm not as interesting as you, traveler. Now go catch a big
Oh,
fish for me,
hello.
will you?
Do you need help with anything? My name is Misty. I moved to Skyrim from Valenwood after my sister joined the Imperial Legion. I wanted to be closer to her, and Jonestead just seemed like the safest place to live. Yes, I won't keep you.
Need something, Grunt? I am a Tulg, a mercenary along with my comrade Bogdul. We will complete any mission as long as the pay is worth it. You really think I'm going to tell you that? If Boska wasn't an idiot, he'd have gotten his gear into town without asking for permission. It isn't that hard to keep a secret. Not saying that I managed to get my weapons into town, but you get the idea. I ain't keeping ya.
Hello. Always nice to see a friendly face. How nice of you to say. But this wealth isn't mine. It belongs to my sister. She was gracious enough to provide safe haven for my husband and I. Hammerfell isn't what it used to be. Speaking of which, if you ever go there, be sure to check up on Virgil of Dragonstar. She welcomes any weary traveller to her home, unless she's moved again. I haven't seen her in years. I am Alona Dander, loyal wife to Valan. We moved here from Solitude a few months ago to get away from the Civil War. Please do take care of yourself.
Approaches. This one is called the Banshee, but it's only a name given to the Khajiit form. Only the dead know this one's true identity. Of course, do not feel intimidated by appearances. This one will not hurt you in this form. Return if you have news to share of the outside.
Good. It's been a while since we received a visitor that was interested in some work. Sorry about the rude introduction. Well, let's just start. I'm Marcus Pender, the founder of this town. If you're looking for work, then I have the perfect task for you. I sent my daughter Kasia out over an hour ago to fetch some fresh goods from Matato, and she hasn't returned. If you wouldn't mind, can you go look for her and bring her back immediately? I have some spare coins lying around to pay you for your trouble. It is considered a test to see if you're reliable for jobs that require a little more leg work and pay a lot more gold. Okay, just come back with her soon, understand? I need to get back to planning.
Something on your mind? You give me best equipment, yes? If you need anything else, just ask.
understand that it's only a precaution policy. Ever since you moved here, you've been petitioning non-stop to allow the sale of weapons. My father...
Yes, your father. I've asked countless times to speak with him privately about his idiotic policy, and still he refuses me. This town's love for pacifism has gone too far. Nobody here wants to admit it, but Skyrim is under attack. Noble warriors on the outside are in desperate need of weapons wherever they go. Let me provide them with the swords that they need, while at the same time helping your father from the empty pit he's dug himself into.
Don't pretend to care about my father. If you truly wish to help, then you can start by not breaking the rules. Aid the people of Skyrim by going to where they need it most. Do not wait for that opportunity to stumble into town.
You've made your point. So be it. But my chance at saving a little piece of Skyrim is right here in Jonestead. Tell your father that I will no longer be pestering him over this matter. Now take your goods and leave. I have a much more appreciative guest waiting to be served. What have we here? I'm afraid that's personal. we heard that Jonestead was having a little trouble with its economy given the return of the dragons. So I suggested the idea that we take in weapons shipments so we can sell them to any wandering adventurers. I always smuggled in a sword or two to prove Marcus wrong, but I had no idea Walsh was promoted to inspector. Sorry if I had the best interests of this town on my mind. Those uptight sons of... May we meet again? I'm afraid I can't help you. This is a warehouse, not a shop. My orders are to keep track of the inventory and supplies that are to be distributed freely among the rest of the people in town. You're welcome to take supplies, I guess. I won't stop you, but at least have the decency not to take all the alcohol on the second floor. May we meet again.
Oh, hello. I did not realize you were waiting. You're new to Jonestead, aren't you? It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Kasha. I apologize for giving you a poor first impression of our town. Bosco over there isn't on the best of terms with my father. Foolishly thought it was a good idea to confront me. But enough of that. It's not every day that a stranger comes to our town. Who brings it to Jonestead? In that case, maybe you should talk to my father. He may have something for you. This again? Can't you just let me have some time to myself without worrying? This is so embarrassing. He won't say it, so I'm sorry for wasting your time. Let's hurry and get back home. I'm sure hope he pays you well.
What do you need, sir? I wear it in honor of all who have fought and died in the Legion, and because my sister finds it inspirational. Fight with honor, adventurer.
Kasha, where have you been?
I went to get the food from Madonna like you asked.
Which took you hours? Listen, Kasha, you can't keep doing this. Now more than ever, I need to know you're safe. The Civil War and the Return of the Dragons. This is the perfect chance for them to strike.
Nothing is going to happen, Dad. Almost 20 years of us running away from whatever it is you fear, even longer for you alone. Not once have we been in danger.
Soon you'll understand. I'm so close to finishing this battle. When it's finally over, I'll tell you everything. Trust me.
Trust? How can you say that? You trusted this stranger to bring me back here. And you couldn't trust me to do something so mundane as to bring you food? You haven't left this house since we got news of the attack on Hell. Keep hiding all you want, but I'm visiting Richter tomorrow. With or without your permission.
Walsh has already been informed to keep an eye on who comes and leaves Jonestead. I made sure to let him know you were not allowed to leave unless I say so. Otto and Bogdan will be outside the gate if you manage to slip out.
Are you insane? Okay, have them do that. I'll find some other way out of here.
That went better than I expected. Not good, but not as bad as how she reacted when we moved out of Solitude when she was a kid. I hope it wasn't a hassle tracking her down. As promised, here's 200 gold. It's not much, but I have some more to spare if you're willing to run one more errand for me. deed she did. To her, I'm just an overprotective father. But in reality, I held a truth that would devastate her emotionally. Look around, you friend. There is turmoil wherever you go. Not just Skyrim, but all of Tamriel. War, dragons. But none of that is what worries me. There exists an enemy that has plagued my family for generations. Pinder family has known nothing but their torment ever since the end of the Third Era. I cannot discuss it with anybody except my closest confidants. Not even Walsh knows the real reason why I'm so afraid. The fact that I ain't even talking to you about this is because I trust you not to say a word to my daughter. Maybe when it is all over, you'll learn about what I was fighting by reading the history books. Or you'll quietly go on with your life as my bloodline comes to a tragic end. Sure. What do you wish to know? I'll be honest with you, friend. Jonestead wasn't built with a source of revenue to begin with. Chaos that's brewing across the province forces us to cut back on imports. We have Ma to Toe to thank for most of our food, but then there are some necessities you can't grow. I poured unspeakable amounts of gold into Jonestead's construction, so I'm not about to stand aside and let it go bankrupt. Worst case scenario, we'd have to start putting prices on what we normally distribute for free to all our citizens. No matter what it takes, I'll make sure it doesn't come to that. Including Kasha and I, Jonestead has a population of 16 citizens. You've got Walsh, a good friend and my assistant in making sure all is right in town. There's Zunza, Shadi, and John, probably the most diverse family in all of Skyrim. The wealthy Donda couple. Be sure to check Villain's book collection if you're interested. The Orc Mercs, not the friendliest bunch, but they are the most helpful around town when it comes to heavy lifting. The Bosmer twins. Don't know much about them since they keep to themselves. Also got Ma to Toe, the farmer. He's helped this town immensely these past few years. Shadave, the Dunmer, lives in a small shack. Quiet man who wishes to spend the rest of his life in peace and quiet. There's also the wandering Abanja, and you may find her in the town hall building if she's not roaming about town. Finally, there's Bosca. We hired him to manage the warehouse after the previous caretaker passed away. Fine by me. Yes, originally I had planned to have you deliver this letter by yourself, but as you saw, Kasha is furious. It would be a load off my back if you could take her with you. May she consider it my unspoken apology for embarrassing her. Usually, she would have to wear a mask whenever she travels with me outside of Jonestead. But I figured since your path is through the wilderness, it wouldn't hurt not to wear it this one time. Exactly what I wanted to hear. Now to tell you where you're going. Do you know of Euphoria Palace? No problem. I'll mark it on your map. Here's a letter. Don't bother trying to read it. It's highly encrypted. Deliver it to one of the guards at the front entrance. They'll know who it's for. It's a brothel. Now before you judge, I have business with the owners, not the courtesans. We go way back. Our friendship during these trying times will be beneficial for us all. This letter is requesting their assistance. That's all there is to it. Have Kasha tag along, deliver the letter to Euphoria Palace, in return for your payment. I'd appreciate if you'd do this immediately. Go tell Kasha about the plan when you're ready. I have to lock the doors behind you. Now if you'll excuse me.
mind staying a while longer? It'd be nice to have some company for once. Thinking about a way to get out of here. Walking out the door won't work if what Dad said is true. Maybe stuff myself into a crate and wait to be shipped off? Vasca sends out shipments every other day. If I sneak into the warehouse during the middle of the night... Really? Wow! What did you say to my father? I don't know what to say! Ever since I was a child, we would always have to cover our faces everywhere we went. Again, thank you. If only you knew how long I've waited for this opportunity. Where are we going? Ugh. I knew this was too good to be true. Father's obsessed with that disgusting place. He always has an excuse. Delivering a letter, checking up on an old friend. He can't admit that he's going there for, you know, does he have no shame? But that letter is wanting to schedule another appointment. Yes, it's a chance to finally get out of Jonestead and see the world in a completely new way. I'm not thrilled about the destination, but it should be fun nonetheless. Maybe my father is turning over a new leaf. This could be his way of preparing me to leave the nest. My 20th birthday is coming up. Right behind you. It would be best not to upset my father by taking me anywhere else other than the palace. Not that I would mind, but I'd hate for you to get in trouble. If you have an emergency on the way there, you can send me back to Jonestead. I'll wait inside by the entrance. This is so exciting. No pressure, but let's hurry up and get out of here. This is so exciting. No pressure, but let's hurry up and get out of here.